Before you head to the airport for your next trip, I need you to pause and look at your phone because what's inside it matters more than what's in your suitcase. Welcome back, everyone. If you're new here, come closer and get comfortable. My name is Mila, and I've been a flight attendant for more than 15 years, flying across the United States and around the world. I've poured countless cups of coffee, steadied shaking hands during turbulence, and watched thousands of passengers pass through boarding doors every week. Because I live in airports, I notice patterns most travelers never see. I see new security technology appear quietly overnight. I see procedures change without announcements. And I see people pulled aside, delayed, questioned, or even denied boarding for reasons they never expected. Today's conversation is private, serious, and important, especially for senior travelers. We need to talk about your phone. Not how to use it, but what's installed on it. In 2026, airport security has shifted focus. Bags still matter, but data matters more. Information is now treated as potential risk, and your phone is no longer just a personal device. It's a digital profile. Many seniors don't realize how exposed they are because well-meaning family members install apps to help, or because convenience downloads quietly stack up over time. I've seen a sharp rise in electronic device inspections, especially during international travel and secondary screenings. Security officers are no longer just looking for prohibited items. They're assessing intent, patterns, and digital behavior. When something on a phone fits a risk model, everything slows down. Let me be clear, the average TSA agent scanning your ID is not reviewing your apps. But if you're flagged for additional screening, or if you're crossing an international border, your phone becomes searchable. Courts have consistently ruled that border protections are different. Your device can be examined, scrolled, and questioned. Seniors are not targeted because they're dangerous, but because unsecured phones are common among older travelers. Officers know seniors are more likely to be unknowingly compromised, scammed, or digitally exposed. That makes phones a focal point. There are 5 specific types of apps that trigger attention. They appear harmless. Many people use them daily, but at airports, they act like digital warning labels. Over the next few minutes, we're going to do a calm, practical phone audit together. You'll learn which apps to remove or hide before flying and exactly why they matter. Think of this as travel preparation, not fear. A clean phone keeps your journey smooth, your privacy intact, and your stress level low as we move into the first category that causes more problems than most people ever realize. The first category surprises many travelers, especially those who rely on natural remedies or live in states where laws have changed. Cannabis and CBD locator or delivery apps are one of the fastest ways to trigger scrutiny. I know what you're thinking. You may use CBD cream for joint pain. You may live somewhere it's legal. None of that matters once you step into federal jurisdiction. Airports operate under federal law. Airspace is federal. Under that system, cannabis remains a controlled substance. Apps like Weed Maps, Leafly, or similar platforms don't just show preferences. To security algorithms, they suggest intent. I watched an older couple stop during a routine screening after returning from a domestic trip. Nothing was found in their luggage. But when the gentleman unlocked his phone to confirm his itinerary, a folder of dispensary apps was visible. The officer's tone changed immediately. What followed was a full search, canine inspection, and a missed connection. They weren't carrying anything illegal. Still, the digital signal alone was enough to escalate the situation. The humiliation and stress stayed with them long after the trip ended. The safest approach is simple: delete these apps before traveling. If you ever need information at your destination, use a web browser privately once you arrive. Keeping the app installed creates unnecessary suspicion. Even CBD-related apps fall into this category. Legal nuances don't matter in the moment. Officers respond to indicators, not explanations. The second app type creates even more intense reactions. Vault or hidden photo apps are designed to conceal information behind fake calculators or utility screens. Many seniors use them to store passwords or financial notes. Unfortunately, law enforcement associates these apps with criminal concealment. When device analysis software detects vault architecture, it flags immediately. Officers are trained to assume illegal material until proven otherwise. I've seen a retired teacher held for hours because she couldn't remember the password to a vault app installed by her grandson. She wasn't hiding anything, But from a security perspective, uncertainty equals risk. If you need secure storage, use built-in phone features like hidden albums or system-level secure folders. Third-party vault apps attract attention you do not want. As we move forward, remember this guiding principle. Airport security is about profiles, not personal stories. The less your phone suggests complexity, secrecy, or contradiction, the faster you move through. The goal isn't to erase your digital life. It's to simplify what's visible at a glance, which becomes even more important as we move into the next category involving privacy tools that often backfire when you least expect it. The third category catches many tech-aware travelers off guard because it's associated with protection rather than risk. VPNs and anonymizing browsers like Tor are valuable tools in daily life, but they can complicate travel significantly. A VPN signals encrypted traffic and masked location data. At a border, that reads as intentional obscuring. Officers may ask why someone feels the need to hide online activity while traveling. If they see Tor specifically, assumptions escalate quickly. Tor is commonly linked to dark web access and illegal marketplaces, and there are very few casual reasons to have it installed. Free VPN apps are especially problematic. Many are poorly regulated and widely abused by scammers. Their presence raises questions about data routing and device security. In some countries, merely having a VPN installed is illegal. Even when returning to the United States, an active VPN connection can trigger extended questioning. The safest option is to delete VPN apps you don't fully understand or rely on professionally. At minimum, ensure they're disconnected and hidden before reaching security. The fourth app category is the most dangerous for seniors, not just for travel delays, but for financial safety. Remote access and screen sharing apps like AnyDesk or TeamViewer are legitimate business tools, but they are also the primary method scammers use to steal money from older adults. If a security officer sees one of these apps on a senior's phone, concern rises immediately. Officers may suspect scam involvement, money laundering, or device compromise. I've heard seniors explain that a nice man from support installed the app to help with a refund. From a security standpoint, that's a red flag. From a personal safety standpoint, it's a warning sign. If you are not an IT professional actively using these tools, they should not be on your phone. Delete them immediately. Carrying remote access software across borders exposes you to questioning and leaves your device vulnerable. The fifth category doesn't involve illegality, but it causes constant delays. Outdated or third-party airline booking apps create confusion at checkpoints. QR codes fail to load, screens freeze, ads pop up, agents grow impatient. Once frustration enters the interaction, scrutiny increases. Travelers are pulled aside not because they're suspicious, but because their documentation looks unreliable. Always use the official airline app or save your boarding pass to your phone's wallet. Delete old deal hunting apps you no longer use. They drain batteries and fail at critical moments. A smooth scan signals preparation and credibility. As we move on, it's time to talk about your rights, realistic expectations, and how to prepare your phone so that if it's examined, nothing slows you down or puts your privacy at risk. Understanding your rights can ease anxiety, but preparation is what truly protects you. If you are traveling domestically within the United States, the TSA generally cannot demand to search your phone without specific cause. They may ask you to power it on to prove it's a functioning device and not something altered or dangerous. If your phone is dead and won't turn on, that device may not be allowed to fly, so keeping it charged is essential. Beyond that, domestic protections are relatively strong. International travel, however, operates under a completely different legal framework, and this is where many travelers, especially seniors, are caught off guard. When you cross an international border or re-enter the United States, Customs and Border Protection has extremely broad authority. At the border, constitutional protections are limited. Officers can ask you to unlock your phone. They can scroll through apps, photos, messages, and settings. You can refuse, but refusal can result in device seizure, long delays, or even denial of entry for non-citizens. This is not the moment to argue principles. This is the moment to be prepared. The smartest approach is what I call sanitizing for travel. Think of your phone like your home before guests arrive. You don't destroy your life, you tidy it. Before a major trip, back up your phone fully to the cloud or a computer. Then review what's visible. Delete the apps we discussed. Remove clutter. Go through your photo gallery carefully. Many seniors store photos of passports, driver's licenses, credit cards, insurance cards, or social security documents for convenience. Those images are gold to identity thieves and alarming to border officers. Delete them from your camera roll. If you need copies, store them in an encrypted password manager, not alongside vacation photos and family memes. Logging out matters too. If you are signed into multiple email accounts or social media platforms you won't need during your trip, log out before traveling. If an officer opens your phone and sees login screens instead of active feeds, they are far less likely to ask you to authenticate unless they already have a specific reason. The goal is to reduce visible access, not provoke deeper inspection. There is one protective step that very few travelers know, and it's especially important for seniors. Disable biometric unlocking before entering security or customs areas. Face ID and fingerprint unlocking are convenient, but legally they are treated differently than passcodes. Courts have often ruled that a passcode is protected because it's something you know, while biometrics are something you are. That means an officer or authority figure could potentially force biometric access in some jurisdictions. You can disable biometrics temporarily. On an iPhone, press and hold the power button and either volume button until the emergency screen appears, then cancel. Face ID is now disabled until you enter your code. Do this before you reach the checkpoint. It adds a layer of legal and physical protection and gives you control over access. Now let's shift from what to remove to what actually helps you. Having the official MyTSA app installed is a positive signal. It shows you're informed and compliant. It provides wait times, official rules, and a searchable database for items like medical supplies or assistive devices. If there's a disagreement at security, calmly opening the MyTSA app and showing the official rule often resolves it without tension. Be mindful of social media as well. While officers don't usually scroll feeds casually, location sharing can create personal safety risks. Avoid publicly announcing travel plans in real time. Broadcasting that you're leaving town for weeks invites problems back home. If you use family location sharing apps, that's fine, but ensure posts aren't public. As we move forward, remember this principle. At airports and borders, boring is safe. A simple phone with practical apps, minimal clutter, and no red flags moves through systems smoothly. The more ordinary your device looks, the less interest it generates, which becomes even more important as we discuss messaging apps and hidden content risks next. This idea of keeping your phone boring becomes even more important when we talk about messaging apps, because this is where many completely innocent travelers run into serious trouble without realizing it. Apps like WhatsApp, Telegram, Signal, and similar platforms are extremely common, especially for staying in touch with family or avoiding international texting fees. On their own, these apps are not illegal and usually don't raise concern. The problem is how they are configured. Many of these apps have a default setting that automatically saves received images and videos directly to your phone's camera roll. That means every meme, forwarded clip, political cartoon, joke, or spam message sent by anyone in a group chat can quietly end up stored on your device. I have personally witnessed situations where travelers were stopped because of images they didn't even know existed on their phones. One passenger traveling through the Middle East was detained because his gallery contained offensive material. He was shocked. He had never searched for it, never saved it, and never even opened it. The images came from a large family group chat where someone forwarded inappropriate content. Because autosave was enabled, the files lived permanently in his camera roll. At the border, intent didn't matter, possession did. This is why I strongly recommend going into your messaging app settings before every international trip. Turn off autosave to camera roll. Make it so nothing is saved unless you personally choose it. This step alone can prevent life-altering misunderstandings. Border officers do not care that your cousin sent something as a joke. They only see what's on the device in front of them. Taking control of what gets stored protects you from other people's behavior and removes one of the most overlooked digital risks in modern travel. Another common misunderstanding involves cloud storage. Many travelers assume that deleting an app or photo means it's completely gone. In reality, backups often exist in iCloud, Google Photos, or similar services. While border officers typically focus on what is locally visible on the device, cloud access can still complicate matters if accounts are logged in and synced. The safest approach is not panic, but visibility management. By removing app icons, logging out of unused services, and cleaning the camera roll, you eliminate the immediate triggers that lead officers to dig deeper. Think of it this way. Officers don't have time to explore every device thoroughly. They rely on visual signals. If they open your phone and see maps, airline apps, weather, a camera with normal photos, and maybe a game or two, interest fades quickly. If they see encrypted messaging platforms overflowing with media, vault icons, remote access tools, or substance-related apps, curiosity spikes. Curiosity leads to questioning, and questioning leads to delays. Now let's talk about how to intentionally present yourself as a low-risk traveler. This isn't about deception, it's about clarity. Keep only the apps you truly need for the trip. Airline app, maps, translation tool, weather, banking if necessary, and emergency contacts. Everything else can be reinstalled later. Apps are easy to delete and restore. Your time, dignity, and peace of mind are not. One more critical step many seniors overlook is device updates. An outdated operating system can create security warnings during inspections. Before traveling, update your phone to the latest stable version. It shows your device is maintained and reduces vulnerabilities. While updating, review permissions. Remove apps that have access to your camera, microphone, or location without a clear reason. Finally, remember this core truth. Security systems are designed to filter millions of people quickly. They don't want to stop you, they want efficiency. The easiest way through is to appear exactly as you are, a normal, prepared traveler with nothing unusual to explain. As we move into the final part, we'll bring everything together into a clear, simple checklist and mindset that lets you travel confidently, knowing your digital life won't derail your journey. By now, you can see that none of this is about fear, and it certainly isn't about turning you into someone you're not. It's about understanding how modern travel works and adapting calmly so the system doesn't work against you. Your phone is no longer just a tool for photos and directions. It's a compressed record of your habits, interests, and vulnerabilities, and when you travel, you carry that record straight into highly controlled environments staffed by people trained to notice patterns. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is to remove unnecessary friction. So let's bring everything together into a mindset you can actually use. Before your next trip, set aside 10 quiet minutes and do a digital reset. Back up your phone so you know nothing is lost. Then start simplifying. Remove dispensary and CBD-related apps. Delete any vault or hidden photo apps, even if you believe they're harmless. Get rid of remote access tools like TeamViewer or AnyDesk, unless you are actively using them for professional work, and fully understand why they're there. Hide or delete VPNs you don't truly need, especially free ones, and make sure none are running as you approach security or customs. Next, clean up visibility. Review your home screen and folders. Ask yourself one simple question. If someone glanced at this phone for 30 seconds, would anything look confusing, secretive, or out of place? If the answer is yes, remove it. Update your airline app to the official version, save your boarding pass to your phone's wallet, and delete outdated third-party booking apps that crash or misbehave. These little failures create stress, and stress attracts attention. Then move into content. Scroll through your photo gallery slowly. Delete images of documents, cards, and sensitive information. Remove anything you wouldn't want misunderstood by someone who doesn't know you. Go into your messaging apps and turn off automatic media saving. This single step protects you from the actions of other people, which is something you can't control once you're in the air. Log out of social media accounts you don't need during the trip, and consider whether you really need to be logged into everything while crossing borders. Right before entering a security line or customs hall, take one final step. Disable biometric unlocking so your phone requires a passcode. It's quick, reversible, and gives you control. Make sure your phone is charged. A dead device raises questions you don't want to answer. If asked to power it on, you can do so calmly and confidently. At the same time, signal cooperation, not resistance. Having the official MyTSA app installed, knowing the rules, and remaining polite makes a difference. Security officers respond to calm preparedness. If there's a disagreement, showing the official rule instead of arguing verbally keeps interactions professional and short. Remember, they are not there to ruin your trip. They are there to process thousands of people efficiently, and efficiency improves when you appear organized and low risk. I know some of you may still be thinking, I'm just a retiree visiting family. Why should this apply to me? The answer is simple because systems don't see intentions, they see indicators. By managing what's on your phone, you reduce the chance that a misunderstanding turns into hours in a secondary screening room, a missed connection, or an experience that leaves you shaken. Think of this as digital housekeeping. You wouldn't travel with expired documents or a suitcase full of random clutter. Your phone deserves the same care. And there's an unexpected benefit. Many people tell me they feel lighter after doing this. Fewer apps, fewer distractions, better battery life, and a clearer screen. It's not just safer, it's calmer. I want you to walk up to that podium, hand over your passport, and know that if anyone looks at your phone, there's nothing there to slow you down. You're prepared, you're informed, and you're in control. In the next video, I'll be breaking down the updated 2026 rules around powders, food, and supplements in carry-on bags. Because yes, those rules have changed again. Until then, take care of your digital life, travel with confidence, and remember that being boring at the airport is one of the smartest travel skills you can have. I'll see you in the skies.